For the lab, Noah and Nathan were interchangeable. Every swab, every trace, every microscopic piece of evidence pointed to a man who was actually two men at once.
At the Cade family table, the twins sat opposite each other. Same face, same hands, different secrets.
Their mother had one question she never dared ask. Which one of you did it? Because she was terrified. She might recognize the answer in their eyes.
The victim who died behind the bar, he knew the twins' father. Old business, old grudges, old debts.
Maybe the experiment didn't start with the twins at all, but with the man who raised them.
Twins share more than a face. They share stories, habits, and sometimes alibis. A second body appeared. Same strangling technique, same trace under the nails. Again, the DNA pointed to Noah Cade.
At the moment of the second murder, Noah was on a date, and Nathan was alone.
Detective Holloway had a theory. We're not dealing with one suspect and one innocent twin. We're dealing with a shared identity. The twins were called in together. 2 chairs, 1 table, 1 mirror. 2 men acting like one story.
They knew each other's rhythms so well that they almost breathed in sync. The detectives watched and waited for a crack.
As boys, they tested how far they could go. Fake signatures, swapped exams, stolen items pinned on the other. It started as a game about getting away with trouble. One day, an injured classmate was blamed on the wrong twin. The real culprit stayed quiet. And in that silence, a darker idea took root.
In the present, they stood in front of a 2-way mirror, checking themselves, adjusting hair, aligning expressions. They knew exactly how to confuse the world.
Alone, their synchronization cracked. Noah accused, Nathan deflected. For the first time, the word killer entered the space between them. A third victim, same pattern, same type of bruising, same pressure, same traces. By now, the police were sure this wasn't random rage. It was controlled.
The timeline put Noah physically away from 2 murder scenes. Nathan, however, had gaps, no cameras, no witnesses, no proof of anything.
A forensic psychologist called it identity diffusion. One twin dominating the darker impulses, the other acting as a subconscious accomplice. Every victim had one thread connecting them. They'd all been involved in the Cade father's fraud trial years ago. Someone was avenging the family name.
Nathan walked the city at night alone. Noah slept easily, but Nathan always looked over his shoulder.
When asked if he ever sleepwalked, Nathan said no, but his eyes told a different story. Eyes that hadn't known full rest in years.
I am not the killer.
There was something off. Noah was almost too polished, too ready with the right answers. I started wondering if the wrong twin was in our sights.
Their father visited the station, not to defend them, but to control the story.
He insisted both could never hurt anyone, but his jaw tightened when they mentioned the fraud case. An old detective opened sealed boxes from the father's case. Inside, threats, anonymous letters, and one disturbing line. If the system fails, the bloodline will fix it. As teenagers, the twins had made a pact. We protect each other, no matter what. But somewhere in their 20s, that pact changed meaning. The next murder broke the pattern. This victim wasn't tied to their father. This one was personal.
The 4th victim was someone only Noah knew, not Nathan. For the first time, suspicion leaned the other way.
In private, Noah's composure fractured. He slammed a door, raised his voice, said things a truly innocent man wouldn't say. I wish he'd never been born.
Nathan, alone in his car, couldn't stop shaking. He wasn't sure what scared him more, that his brother might be a killer, or that part of him wanted to understand why.
Old messages between them surfaced. Jokes. At first, imagine if one of us did it and the other took the blame. They called it the twin experiment.
One night, years before the murders, they tried a test. One twin would be somewhere suspicious, on camera. The other somewhere alone, unseen. Nothing happened that night. But the idea stuck.
And the murders were that experiment, repeated with blood.
Holloway made a decision. He arrested them both. Same charges, same cell block, Different cells, 2 identical cells, 2 identical orange jumpsuits, 2 men staring at the same concrete, wondering which of them truly belonged there. The DA made an offer. Whichever twin confessed first, the other might walk free. For the first time, loyalty had a price.
They leaned harder on Nathan. "We think you're covering for your brother." His eyes filled with conflict. He'd covered for Noah before, but this wasn't detention anymore.
Noah was shown every piece of evidence, every photo, every body. He stared, stone still, then finally said, "If you think I did this, prove it without him." Their mother was asked privately, "If you had to choose, which son is more capable of this?" She couldn't answer. Tears were the only confession she had.
The father broke first. He admitted the victims had all threatened him in the past, but he swore he never told his sons to act. The question was, did he need to? Father, on camera. "I didn't tell them."
Then came a crime no one expected. A 5th body, killed while both twins were in custody. Officer off camera mutters, "No way, they're both locked up."
The method was similar, but not perfect. Strangling, but with mistakes. A rushed imitation, or a warning. Someone else knew the pattern. Someone else was playing the game. A long-lost cousin, a childhood friend, an outsider obsessed with the case.
In old home videos, a 3rd boy appears often, always slightly in the background of the twins' pranks. Always watching, always learning.
He was their neighbor, their follower, their shadow. He'd watched the twin experiment since it was just a childhood game. Now, he wanted in.
He was always there.
His name was Caleb Rowe. No record, no job, no real footprint, but in the background of the twins' life, he was everywhere.
This wasn't just about twins anymore. It was about identity as a weapon. Caleb wanted to prove a point, that the justice system couldn't handle shared faces and shared DNA.
Detectives told the twins about Caleb. They reacted not with surprise, but with recognition. They had created the idea. He had weaponized it. The offer changed. "Help us catch Caleb." And one twin walks. The other? Still on the hook for what he's done.
In the end, the question remained, were the twins just victims of their own experiment? Or had one of them really started killing before Caleb joined the game?
They set a trap using the only thing Caleb truly loved, the story. A staged 6th victim scene, with bait only someone obsessed with the case would notice. Caleb arrived like a fan at a premiere, watching from the shadows, soaking in the details. He thought he was invisible. He wasn't. Radio whisper, target visual.
"Took you long enough," he said. "Now your story is interesting."
3 men, 1 room, 2 behind glass, 1 in cuffs. Every version of the truth collided under fluorescent lights.
Caleb, I didn't start this story. I just refused to let it end.
Officially, the case closed with Caleb and 1 twin sentenced. But behind every file, doubt remained. Did they catch the right brother, or just the loudest villain?
1 twin sits in prison, serving time for killings the system is sure he committed. The other walks outside, but never fully free. Every mirror, every reflection asks, why you and not him? At night, the free twin lies awake. He replays every memory, every teenage prank, every blackout, every bad thought. He asks himself a question the court never did. What if I just didn't get caught?
The twin experiment was never just a game. It became their lives, their punishment, their curse.
And somewhere, in the space between guilt and innocence, both of them still live. If your twin shared your face, your DNA, your history, and the world believed one of you was a killer,
would you turn him in? Or would you protect him, even if you weren't sure?